Scripture reading this morning is from Proverbs 3, verses 1 through 6. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commandments in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight.
Good morning, church. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Made it through the rain, through the floods? If you are a guest this morning, a visitor, I'm not normally the one who preaches on Sunday morning. But today is a special day, as Devin alluded to already. My name is Richard Allen. I'm the youth minister. I have the honor of being the youth minister here for Mesquite. And this year we have 4 graduates in the youth group, graduating high school. Today is Senior Sunday, a day we celebrate their accomplishment. Afterward, there's a catered lunch. If you want to stay, we have plenty of food. You can invite your family, friends. It's over there in the fellowship hall. After we have our ceremony in here, we'll all head over there. Now, in the same spirit that Paul quoted the poets of the time, referenced in Acts chapter 17, verse 28. I would like to start our morning by reading you all a story. Y'all read this book before? I'd like to start our morning by reading a book that I've read to Ryland before bedtime. I'd like to start our morning by reading a book that is a common gift given to anybody crossing over into a new moment of life, whether graduating elementary school, middle school, high school, even college, or other moments in life. It's titled, "Oh, the Places You'll Go." I've added a little subheading at the bottom. If you're a little advanced in years, maybe this will strike a chord with places you've already been. So the story opens up like this. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You look up and down streets. Look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry. Don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang, and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest. Except when you don't. Because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You could get all hung up on a prickly perch and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. You'll come down from that lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You'll come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're darked. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker-upper to make up his mind. You can get so confused that you'll start into race down long, wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish, wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place. The waiting place. For people just waiting. Waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for Friday night, or waiting, perhaps, for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flip-flapping once more, you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There's fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you could do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame. You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when they don't. Because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not. Alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go. Though the weather be foul, on you will go. Though your enemies prowl, on you will go. Though the hack and cracks howl, onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike. And I know you'll hike far. and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray, or Mordecai Ali Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. It's a good book, yeah? Good story. There's a lot of wisdom in these words. It starts off hopeful and with rejoicing. Just like what we read in Psalm 118, verse 24. It reads, "The Lord has done it this very day. Let us rejoice today and be glad." It encourages us to tap into the wisdom you've gained over the years. Like what we read in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. It reads, "Stand at the crossroads and look. Ask for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is and walk in it. And you will find rest for your souls." Or like in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21, or Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 23. Or like what we read in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 13 through 18. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding, for her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of the days is in her right hand, in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who retain her. Then the realism hits of life. It reads, "Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. Not so good things happen sometimes. And maybe your gang will fly on without you. Your friends go off on their own adventures. They move away, change into different people. Maybe what you had envisioned in your mind about your own future isn't quite everything you thought it'd be. Then you find that unslumping yourself is not so easily done. Especially when it's not quite clear how the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained over the years can help you in that moment. So what do? We freeze. You don't want to make any mistakes since they could lead to more problems. And you get so scared and conflicted with all the choices and possibilities. So then you don't do anything. Seuss calls this the waiting place. I'm sure adults in here can attest to this. Different stages of life, we go through this, don't we? This waiting place. We wait to hear the word of God in our lives. We wait to find the right doors that are open. Or maybe the doors that are a little bit cracked that we're supposed to open. And so we think we're waiting. Or maybe there's a cause that we think that we should be invested in, but we freeze. We don't want to make mistakes. As some Bible translations say of this waiting place, in Proverbs 16, verses 27 through 29, it says, "Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Idle lips are his mouthpiece. An evil man sows strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. Wickedness loves company and leads others into sin." Of this waiting place. Seuss goes on to say, no, that's not for you. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 reads, "Let us not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Except sometimes we get weary, don't we? Back to that realism. Sometimes you might feel like you're the only one trying to persevere and do good. People driving on 635 this morning, did you feel like you were the only good driver out there? Am I the only one trying around here? Sometimes we get that way. We think we're the only ones doing good, or at least trying. Life is hard when you feel lonely. But when you're lonely, I hope you remember something. I hope you remember what God says to Jeremiah, what we have recorded in chapter 15, verse 20. He says, "I will make you a wall to this people, a fortified wall of bronze. They will fight against you, but will not overcome you. For I am with you to rescue and save you, declares the Lord." I hope you remember what we have in Isaiah chapter 40, verses 28 through 31. "Have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." You'll remember these things, and you will keep going. And will you succeed? 98.75% guaranteed. Kid and adults, with the faith of a mustard seed, you will move mountains. So get out there. And when you need help, you're feeling lonely, like you're the only person doing good, or trying to persevere, when you need some help, realize you're not actually alone. You'll find people waiting to help you and pray for you. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, one of my favorite passages. It reads, "No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. Sometimes the way of escape is in the community of the church. We have a tradition here at Mesquite, a tradition at the end of our services where people can walk to the front. They could ask for prayers. They could share what's on their heart. Maybe they are feeling lonely. Maybe they are feeling weary or heavy laden. And they need to know, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe I'm not so lonely. Maybe other people are still looking out for me. Maybe God is still looking out for me. So at the end of our services, and this is how we'll conclude, we'll sing a song. We'll sing a song, and the church will stand to allow room in the aisles. And you could walk up to the front where somebody will be up here praying for you. And I guarantee you other people will join too and pray with you. But we also have a tradition in the church where we talk to each other throughout the week. We could exchange phone numbers, get into each other's lives, do life together, walk along the road together. And so if coming up front is not your thing, then I guarantee you could find somebody in here you could talk to, they'll pray for you. You could talk about life's struggles, talk about loneliness, or this waiting place that you might be in, or the good that you're trying to do but isn't seeming like it's quite enough. I guarantee you could find somebody in here who feels the same way. But again, let's remember, we're not actually lonely. We have some personal responsibility here, but sometimes we get tired. And when we're tired and stressed, we do not so smart things. We forget the promises that He's made to us and to His people. So now, let's stand and sing for your encouragement. Thank you.